Hello everyone. I have a very good movie for you, and it's on Shudder. It actually came out last year, but in very selected cinemas. I also heard that it didn't come out in theaters at all until sometime this year. So I'm not really sure of the actual facts, but maybe it did show in festivals last year. It has Christopher Lloyd in it, and it's called Spirit Halloween, the movie. And it's really, really good. I am shocked they didn't do a mass, advertisement of it. I'm like, why? This is actually a really good movie. The special effects are kind of cheesy, but I think they were going for the look because it reminded me of a lot of the movie Monster Squad, And the connection that the three kids had as friends reminded me a lot of Stand By Me. So it just, as I'm watching it, it's reminding me of these two movies, and it has an Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of feel. The opening is this beautiful field, and this expensive car pulls up, and this Christopher Lloyd comes out and says, "You're evicted from your home. If you don't move, we're going to bulldoze you tomorrow, like it or not." And then something happens at that point that I'm not going to tell you what it is. But just that scene alone, seeing Christopher Lloyd in a powerful, powerful role, and he was just so good. And the person he was evicting was so good. Those two actors were just perfect for the opening. Then it has this opening scene in the future where you see three kids riding down the road, and they're heading to a store. It reminded of me and my two friends back in the day. Us riding on our bikes, always outside, always trying to get ahead of each other. And they get to this warehouse that has Spirit Halloween. Because Spirit Halloweens pop up everywhere, August until November 2nd or something, and then they're gone, and then they pop up in another store. This one was in a warehouse, a big warehouse. And as they pulled their bikes up, they went in and they were talking about Halloween. It just reminded me of my two friends talking about Halloween. And one of them in the movie didn't want to trick or treat anymore. And the other one says, "It's tradition. We have to trick or treat. We have to trick or treat." So there was this little argument. It just reminded me of my two friends back in the day when we decided to stop trick or treating. So they're doing something else. And something else that they're doing, they're having fun at the beginning, and I'm not going to tell you what they're doing. But something happens because there's a legend of what happened back in the past that I don't want to tell you about. That's supposed to scare children to be good children, and if they're not, something bad will happen to you. So they don't believe in that story of the past. They say, oh, it's just to scare children to behave on Halloween Eve. And possibly it could be true. But they had a great scene of an old cinema that reminded me of being an usher back in the day. So there was a lot of good feeling about this movie. And that's why it reminded me of Monster Squad, because the music was just as good as Monster Squad in Spirit Halloween, the movie. So this is more of a kid's film. But there are jump scares, and there are scenes that actually did scare me. And I like that the script was so well written because it went by very quickly. Like, it's a fun movie to sit down with a family and watch on Halloween. And I think, like I said, if it was advertised more, it would have made more money. And to see Christopher Lloyd in the role that he played in this is absolutely excellent. And some of the other actors, they were all well done. I can't wait to see what these other young stars will do in the future, because I actually liked them as actors. I didn't have any problems with any of the acting or the scenery or the videography, but it was a fun movie. Even the mother was getting mad, going, "Where's my kids? I thought they were staying with you. I thought they were staying with you." So that was kind of funny too, because it's back in the day, like, are my kids staying with you? Are my kids staying with you? Where are they? So it's a fun-filled movie with a little bit of a mystery. And it's on Shudder now, and it'd be fun to watch for a whole family for Halloween. And it's probably going to remind you of the 80s because it also has that 80s feel to the movie, even so there is cell phones in the movie. But they dealt with the cell phone problem very interesting because it's a small town, certain areas the cell phone doesn't work as good. So I found that to be kind of cool. So I liked this movie quite a bit. I give it a 7.5. But it's an underrated movie because I don't think a lot of people have seen it and it has a low rating. And I'm very surprised it does because it's just as good as Monster Squad. Well, Monster Squad is better, and Stand By Me, they're slightly better. But this movie, entertaining, well worth it for the whole family to watch Halloween. Okay, everybody, bye for now. Thanks for watching. Check out my other shows and my other reviews. Adios.